Just because you have the space and the storage does not mean you have to use it. Hey friends, this is Joan here and welcome to my channel where I talk about minimalism, self-development, lifestyle, and vlogs. And today I'm going to talk about minimalist rules that I live by. I know there are a lot of videos out there already on this topic, but I'm going to talk about the rules anyway. Some of them you've already heard before, but I'm going to share that in my own words according to my own experiences. So the first rule that I live by is just because you have the space and the storage does not mean you have to use it. So as you can see, my apartment, it's pretty sparse. Yes, I have bookshelf there, but for the most part, I don't try to fill up all the blank spaces. That's just a personal preference. I know you could put some picture frames and more bookshelves and whatnot, things to decorate it with, but for me, I like to keep things very minimal. I don't like a lot of clutter on the walls because I like my space to feel calm and more serene, and for me, just having more blank spaces is actually a lot better for me the way I want to live. I also don't use all the storage. Just because we have open shelves does not mean we have to use it up. This is our laundry room. I only use that one shelf, and I could put more stuff up there, but I choose not to because, again, I just like things to look very minimal, and this place just serves one purpose, and that's just for our rags and towels and things like that. And I'm going to show you one other space. Oh, and also the bedroom. I don't like putting anything on the walls because for me, it's just a place for rest, place to rejuvenate, place to just fall asleep, really. I don't really spend a lot of time in my bedroom other than when I'm getting ready to go to work and just going to bed. So for me, I like it nice and open and relaxed. Just don't feel the need to fill it up with things to distract me. And then another example is the bathroom. You see all this down here, all that space. You know, just because I have all this space does not mean I have to use it. I mean, I have my cleaners here, the other bathroom looks exactly the same way, but again, just because you have the space and the storage does not mean you have to use it. The last thing you want is that you use all your storage, your cabinets, all your free spaces just to hide your clutter. And that is a really bad habit to get into if you're trying to be a minimalist. I've been there. I know it's hard. I've lived in another apartment before, different houses before, and I know that when you have storage, you have a tendency to hide things there, things that you don't want to deal with, things you don't want to declutter, you hide them in your closet, and that is a habit you don't want to get into. So just because you have the space and the storage does not mean you have to use it. Second rule that I live by, and you probably heard this one too many times, I'm going to repeat it again because it's so important, is to just declutter on a regular basis. So whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, or seasonally, however it fits your lifestyle, you just need to get into the habit of decluttering. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be like a big, massive day of declutter the way I like to do it at the end of the season. And I'm sure you've seen some videos of me doing that before, but it can be as simple as just looking at one space, you know, like our refrigerator. I can just look in here, take a quick glance, and I already know, like, there's some leftovers that can be tossed. There's some old lemons here that I could probably toss. There's like 2 jars of salsa, the exact same salsa. One is half empty, one is almost empty, and I don't know how that happened, but I can declutter one of those. And you know, when you're cleaning, as you're cleaning your home, make it a habit to also declutter at the same time. Multitask it. Like while you're vacuuming, you might see some kind of clutter you can toss. While you're wiping things down, like what you're looking inside your cupboards, wiping things down, you can declutter. There's a lot of ways you can integrate decluttering in the smallest way that it's not taking up a lot of time. It's just getting it into a habit, because last thing you want is to just have this pile of clutter that you don't even know where it came from. It's just because you weren't paying attention. And when you declutter on a regular basis, you prevent massive piles of clutter that becomes more of a headache when there's a bigger task to worry about. So declutter regularly and it will make your life a lot easier. So the next rule that I live by is actually a decluttering guideline that I go by is I ask myself if I'm going to miss it or even remember it after it's gone. And the funny thing is, anytime I've done like a massive declutter of my clothes or like kitchen stuff or gadgets and knickknacks that I've just collected in time, when I get rid of it, half the time I don't even remember what they were. You know, like the last big closet declutter I did, I don't remember most of the clothes that I got rid of. So again, when you're in the process of decluttering, I know it's hard at that moment because you've had memories wearing this thing, or you've had, you know, good times, or you feel good wearing it, but at the same time it's old or worn out, or it just doesn't serve a purpose for you anymore. A lot of times just you're not going to remember it. You're probably not going to miss it. And that just goes with anything that you declutter. So just ask yourself, are you going to miss it or remember it? I'm going to tell you right now, most likely you are not. The next minimalism rule that I live by is to budget all my spending. Minimalism and personal finances really go hand in hand. When you are intentional about your spending, you naturally are more minimalist anyway, because you're not spending your money like crazy. You know, years ago, I used to just buy whatever I felt like it on a credit card, racking it up and just buying things I don't need, going out excessively, going out to eat. And, you know, at the end of the day, I end up with debt and I just have all these things that I don't need. So really pay attention to how much you're making versus how much you're spending. Create a budget, you know, budget your food, budget obviously your fixed expenses, and then budget all the extra stuff. Like for me, shopping for clothes is extra. I don't need to shop for clothes every month. Going out to eat, set a budget on how much you're going out to eat. Set a budget for entertainment. All those things are extras, but as long as you keep track of like your fixed expenses, then you'll keep your lifestyle very minimalist. It's just really important that you pay attention to your spending. When you're not paying attention to your spending, you buy all these things, you clutter your home, you clutter your lifestyle, and it's not a good thing. I've been there before. So budget all your spending, and naturally your lifestyle will become more minimalist. The next minimalism rule that I live by is to choose and buy high quality products so you're not buying them over and over again. A lot of people make the mistake of buying something because it's cheap, it's affordable, you buy the thing and then after a year it breaks and then you gotta buy it again. And it becomes a hassle, it becomes very wasteful. And when you choose higher quality products, yes, it is a lot of money, but you'll have it for years to come. And this goes hand in hand with personal finances and budgeting, you know, just knowing how much money you spend. You can actually save up for higher quality stuff, whether it's clothes or shoes, appliances, things that you use on a regular basis. I really recommend that you take your time to save up for it, budget for it, and then buy the thing, and you'll be done with it and you'll have it for years to come. For example, my beloved espresso machine was something we saved up for, we budgeted for, and we still have it. You know, we've had it for many years now and it works great. It's a really good brand, you know, makes great lattes for us every day, and it's something that we were intentional in buying. It's high quality. So you don't want to just buy things just because it's cheap, because what's going to happen is you're wasting money and you're also creating waste. You don't want to buy things that you're just gonna throw away eventually. So really spend your time researching, looking up good quality stuff, save up for it, put it in your budget, and just have it and have it for years to come. The next minimalism rule that I live by is that if it's broken beyond repair, has cracks or holes on it, just get rid of it. For example, we had this blender for a while and it worked great, and it finally went out. It started smelling like something was burning. I don't know why we held on to it. I think we thought that, oh, maybe at some point we can try and fix it ourselves because, you know, we're electricians. We know how to do these things. But, you know, we never got around to it. So it was sitting in our closet for like a year. And then when our other, I think it was our juicer that broke, that one we were able to get it replaced by warranty. But because we had to pull that juicer out, then I saw the blender. It's like, you know what? We don't need this blender. We're never gonna fix this. You know, we're just gonna save up for it, budget for it, and then we'll have a nice new blender. So if it's broken, if you don't think you're gonna fix it, just get rid of it. With the holes, that's something I deal with my clothes. for some reason always have holes on like my stomach area. I think it's because somebody told me it was like because of my zipper or whatever. The moment something has holes, I just try to throw it away. Socks, the moment it has a hole, I just throw it away. You know, why am I holding on to holy clothes? So if it's got cracks, has holes, it's broken, if you don't think you're gonna fix it, just get rid of it. The next minimalist rule that I live by is to just put things back where they belong. When you try to live a minimalist lifestyle, try to keep your place organized, everything has a home. That way your place is just clutter free. Everything has a home. For example, our keys, they have a home. We keep them here in this little wood box here. As long as you're putting your keys there, you're never gonna lose your keys. And that's just part of being a minimalist, you know, just being intentional about where you put your things, just having a home for everything. So that way you just know where things are. You know, you're not wasting your time in the morning looking for your keys. You're not wasting time looking for your wallet because you gave it a home. You put things back where they belong when you do take it. And it could be as simple as even just putting your dishes away, putting your groceries away, putting your laundry away. Everything needs to be put back where they belong so that your place is just organized, clutter-free. You just know where things are and you're not wasting your time trying to figure out where anything is. So put things back where they belong and it will make your life a lot easier. The next minimalism rule that I really try to live by, and it's still very difficult for me, is to not accept things just because they're free. Gifts are one thing. Honestly, I tell people, don't give me a gift. I'd rather just hang out, you know, for my birthday or whatever. But, you know, as far as like accepting things for free, like furniture, hand-me-downs, things like that, just because they're free does not mean you have to accept them. It's okay to say no. And, you know, I did grow up this way, and this is kind of where I've gotten a lot of these bad hoarding habits. I grew up with a family that just accepted things for free. You know, we would have relatives give us stuff. You know, relatives give us their old couch or a coffee table or things that they don't want, and they just try to pawn it off us because they don't want to deal with it themselves. It's just give us random things. So I grew up with a lot of clutter. I grew up with a lot of excessive furniture. But now that I'm an adult, I still find those habits creeping up on me. And you know, it's hard for me to say no to free things. And, you know, I also work for a company where we win a lot of free prizes. So I really try my best to only accept things that I know that I will use and appreciate it. But I also just make it a point, if I don't need it, I won't accept it. If I have to take something, I'll just give it to somebody I know that will love and appreciate it. So it's okay to say no to free things. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I really don't believe in that. I think one man's trash is another person's clutter. So don't clutter your household with things just because they were free. Don't feel guilty into accepting free things. You know, it might seem like a kind gesture, but maybe deep down, they're just trying to get rid of stuff and they think they can just pawn it off of you. So don't feel bad. Say no to free stuff. So the last rule that I'm going to talk about that I live by as a minimalist is asking myself why. I ask all the why questions. Why do I need this? Why do I want this? Why do I hold on to this? Why do I not need this? Why am I trying to be a minimalist? When you ask why, it actually brings up a lot of answers within yourself that you never knew you had or you've been trying to avoid. Asking yourself why is very difficult at times, especially when you're questioning why you have something and it brings up a memory of a person, of a time or a place or a situation. And a lot of the clutter that we hold on to is because of that. And this is something that I know for myself that I went through. It's like I keep things because they remind me of someone, of some place, of a time. And sometimes it's not even a good thing as to why I'm holding on to it. So ask yourself why. Why am I holding on to this? And why is it that it's time to let it go? So that way you can eliminate any of the things that you don't need. You give yourself peace of mind as to why you're finally letting go of something. Ask yourself why and set yourself free. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you have any questions about it, please leave a comment below. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.